nail is because I was posing for it and I guess I touched something on my phone. And now it's not like a weird picture like that. Anyway, howdy. I have a little bit of highlighter on just because I went to the store. Didn't know if I was going to find any cute boys. No, actually, there probably wasn't going to be any, but the store was kind of packed. I was going to make cookies for choir, and then I'm like, someone already picked sugar cookies because I didn't say sugar loud enough because I am a very soft-spoken person. I'm like, I'm sorry. Also, I have my Robin shirt. I got this from Warner Brothers Studios, and I'm like in love with it. I love it. I wore it so many times. I had this, and then I would wear my SpongeBob thing over it because it's like almost the same red, so I just had like two red shirts on. And I would wear this with my NASA shirt underneath it. So I wore that like the second day of school, which was an 8 day, and I still had my friend Isabella in the class, and I was like, yay. Sup, dog. Anyway. I gotta clean out alright. Oh, windowsill. I need to clean my room up a bit. Also, don't mind my acne. I'm breaking out. I was talking about people with cystic acne earlier. How it's painful. Yeah, I have like pimples underneath. Like sometimes I'll get stuff like that. And it hurts. So I can't imagine having it all over your face. Like, that would really fucking hurt. A lot. I'm sorry, I itch everywhere. I was going to clean the bathroom and, letting the powder sink in to the tub and kind of bleach the stuff out a little bit because it's really gross. I love how I put on a little bit of eyeshadow right here. My eyebrows are so dark. It's like if I start like using makeup and having like black eyeshadow, it stains them a little bit, so they're a little bit darker. But I'm like, they're overall like a black color. Because on Tuesday, Omi, my dad's girlfriend, my dad, me, and my brother are all gonna pick out a Christmas tree. We're gonna like go to like Target or Walmart or somewhere, and get lights. Cause we're gonna like sort through the lights tomorrow and stuff, and make sure that okay. Cause there are some lights that don't really work, and that's like the icicle lights. I'm like, yeah, those don't work. Trust me. And I went through like the whole thing trying to figure out which one was the faulty bulb, and it was like, it has to be in this area because this is right where it starts. I don't know, it's just like half of them didn't work. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I forgot about this last year. So this year we're getting new lights for the house and stuff. My stepdad already like decorated his whole front yard, the inside. It's kind of funny because his kids don't really decorate the tree. They're Muslim, and so they don't really celebrate Christmas. So it's like he gets some stuff, but he doesn't get him a lot of stuff. And I think we all go over for like one really big Christmas dinner. Hopefully this year, I'm hoping. But yeah, he pretty much did the whole tree himself with a little help from his daughter and a few. He has 3 kids in the house, so it's like his little kids, and then Alyssa helped out a little bit, and then he just pretty much did almost everything. And Alyssa is probably kind of excited, but at the same time, she has to do the same thing at her mom's, so I wouldn't be too excited. But we only live at our dad's house, so yay. I don't think the kids took a picture with Santa. They probably did when they were younger. Low key. They're just kind of like, whatever. Like, I don't even think they really believe in Santa Claus. Maybe Malik does. But he's like, but he has autism, so like he's behind on like learning, and he will believe in Santa Claus till like he's like 13. And meanwhile, like I like already knew Santa didn't exist by the time I was like 6 or 7. I think 8 I stayed up Like all night, watched the clock. Santa didn't come. Okay, Santa's not real. So, friggin' stayed up. My mom put the presents under the, because my mom, she would hide the presents and stuff, and then put them under the tree. While I started helping her wrap stuff, that was like my brother's. And since my mom's not around anymore, I'm the one who and do the wrapping. And my aunt Sue, she came out one year and she taught me how to wrap boxes. She's like, "Oh, this is, help me wrap I'll help you wrap the presents." Okay. So it's like we're figuring out how to wrap them. My dad always gets us like stuff to just like Christmas. But I think last year was sheets. And I was sad to give my stepsister a teddy bear because I knew she wasn't gonna cuddle it. So my dad got me a big bear, and he's like, "Okay, Misha, hold on." And he just like, I was like, "I love you, Dad." And I just have like a giant teddy, and I'm like, "It's mine. I love her to death." I sleep with him every night. His name is Mr. Bears or Mr. Beer, as my stepdad calls him, and he helped me name it because he's called Mr. Beer. So I'm just like, "Oh, Mr. Bear." And then Barry's over there. He's my favorite animal. Him and Hello Kitty. And I have my Hello Kitty underwear on top of Hello Kitty's head. I need to. We had Snowflake and Snowball. Hold on, I'll just bring. I have to bring the stuffed animal out anyway, so be right back. Oh, squish, 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 crunch. Were you a snowflake? I think so. Womp. Not coffee. Ah. I'm a ballerina. I think her name's Snowflake. I got it from Kmart. She was. Oh, I remember. It was a sale. Because they were like 20 each, but it was a sale. See, 2017, I got it from Kmart. And this one said nice and the other one said naughty, so I think Snowball was naughty and this one was Snowflake. I have to ask my friend because she sleeps with that bear every night. It was meant to go to someone as a Christmas present, but then I was like, they're a jerk, so I'm not giving it to them. But yeah. So it was 20 for both bears because it was on sale because they weren't really selling. Because it's Kmart, there weren't ever that many people in there. Ever. Literally. It was just really cheap. For deeper into space and stuff like that. Let's go. But sometimes you can't get what you want. So. Some cool stuff, and then it's like a lot of the stuff I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Whatever, and it's like I'm just used to like never like I think last year was like and the year before that it was like more bare minimum for what I wanted to like have for my own. And I bought a lot of stuff for my friends, like face masks and stuff like that. Like one of my friends got like chapstick and a face mask or something like that. And then my sister, she was really into mermaids, like my older sister. Oof, I just unplugged that. Here's the thing, I need to like move this pillow so I'm laying on it right now. But she was really into mermaids. So I got her some like mermaid bath bomb water, or not bath bomb, bath salt. stuff, bath salts, mermaid tails, bath salts, whatever, like that stuff from Hot Topic. That was in a jar and had a cork and everything. It was like, it smelled like ocean breeze, basically. So he has to be up for like hours though, just so he can get full night's sleep and then sleep some more after that. Because he's been at work. He's been working. Stepdad, he bought a platter of cookies for like his 4th of July party, and there was a lot of little kids there. But like he cut all the cookies in half, and I'm like, you don't do that. Like you don't, when you're having a party, you just have a full size cookie, or you buy this bags of the small cookies. Like you don't cut cookies in half because then people are gonna be like, ew, we're not want to eat them because you put your hands all over them. But I just brought cookies. They were like $6. The nice fancy ones. I bought those for choir because someone is already bringing sugar cookies, and I'll probably end up bringing leftover cookies. Hopefully when my dad goes to bed. I'm probably gonna be up for a minute, so I'll probably just make some cookies, like sugar cookies, because I have leftover batter and stuff. But it's not gonna be that many, but it's gonna be like, oh hey Damon, since he gave me like the, you know those ice drinks that they have. It was one of those, but it was off-brand, so it was Kirkland or something, and it was black raspberry. And I'm like, oh, this sounds good. Smelled it. Smells like Kool-Aid. Can't drink it. Like I already know it's gonna, like I already know I don't like drinks like that. So I was like, oh, thank you, I love it. But I'm like, my brother's probably gonna drink it, low key. And I just like, he's like, oh, it's off-brand. No. And I'm like, dude, just drink it, please. I'm not gonna drink it. Ever. I don't want it. Okay, for all my friends, I was gonna make some cookies and then set some aside for choir the next day. So that way we'd have an excess amount of cookies. And if I had some left over, because I have a lot of batter, then it's like, okay. There's gonna be some people who are gonna completely forget we're having a potluck and not bring stuff. So it's gonna be like, okay, more stuff to feed them. Last year, not a lot of people brought stuff, and it's like, if you brought something, you gotta go first. If you didn't bring stuff, you gotta go last. I remember our teacher was like, sorry guys, I forgot my quiches, so I'll go last. And I'm just like, my heart, no. God, we have such a nice choir teacher, Mr. Isbell. He's great. First of all, my fucking ex, I'm like, you have a boy choir teacher? That's weird. Or he said a guy choir teacher, something like that. And I'm like, my friend just texted me back after ignoring me all day. He said I almost broke my nose, and I'm like, what the fuck did he do? What the fuck? Oh well, he's probably okay. He probably just had, his phone probably just died or something, or he left it at home. Something like that. I look like an Incredibles because I have, my stomach, I'm so pasty. But it's like black and then red, and then the little da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that's James Bond. That's Mission Impossible. But it's like, it's so weird. It must be like the same guy, or like someone who likes that style, because it's like Mission Impossible has the same kind of like like same kind of style as The Incredibles does, and so does like I think they were more going towards James Bond sounding, my hair, it's not, my bangs aren't that short. They like pull them straight down. They're like down in my mouth. And I'm like, okay, they need to be a little bit longer just to like swoop them. My hormones. I haven't been eating well. Oh well. I was gonna take a bath tonight because I was feeling little. And instead I'm doing a live stream on YouTube and dying inside. My friends keep texting me and I don't really care right now. Also, I've used this up. Like, this is what I've used like all year. Like, I had one like this and I never used that much. And I remember having it and like then I started to smell like urine and I was like, oh my god. And I thought it was a perfume, but it might have just been me and like, I don't know. I really didn't know. I'm like, oh god. But like after a while it like didn't smell good and I was like freaking out. Because I think I had like a bad batch of it. Because I'm like, okay, I didn't pee my pants. I just smelled like urine. But there were some days like my PE uniform would have like, I would take it home and like just because like I think I had PE more towards the end. In the second half, yeah, it was. Yeah, I had it at the end of the day. For the first half of my 6th grade year. And like, so sometimes I just wear the shorts home and I'd really have to pee when I got home because my teacher wouldn't let you go to the bathroom without taking like your shoe or your pencil or something like that. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, I didn't want to walk to the bathroom without a shoe on. So I just held my urine until I got home and then like, I literally, like, I peed myself one time. Or like, almost did. Like, it was like, it was bad. Like, I would have to pee really bad, but I'd have to walk home. And it wasn't that far of a walk. It was far, but it wasn't that far. Like, it was a good, nice walk in the morning and in the afternoon. But it was like, yeah, when you have to pee, that's fucking hell. And it's like, it was like, I didn't pee myself, I still had to pee, but it's like there was enough coming out to where your shorts were wet. And technically you did pee yourself, or pee on yourself. So I would, obviously go home and like shower or something, like pee and then shower, whatever, take off my shorts. And then like one time I forgot to wash them and someone smells like urine. And I'm like, I know that's me because I forgot to wash them. And I had two and like they were both dirty and I was like, oh my god. Thanks. Like, that's the kind of shit that you don't say out loud to someone. Like, that was like extreme. Like, that was the rudest like thing that person has ever said. And I was like, oh my god. And like it brought, like, she was nice to me, but it's like her saying that, like, it was 6th grade. I think she was a 7th grader, but I don't actually remember. Her name might have been Kayla. I'm not sure. I don't actually, Kayla or Hannah, something like that. But she was nice to me, but it's like, it was 6th grade, and I get people didn't really understand what they were saying, and it was just like, you don't say, someone smells like urine. Because that just brings their self-esteem down, like, a fuck ton. Like, it's better to say nothing, or, like, if you go up, like, hey, do you need help or something? Like, it's better to go up and, like, talk privately, like, hey, I know you smell like, piss. Did you just pee? I'm like, it would be better, like, to do that. Like, hey, I'm sorry, but you smell like urine. Are you good? Like, do you have, like, a washer at home? Or, like, ask like that. Like, and be, like, just say, hey, I'm not trying to be rude. Like, go up and talk privately instead of just saying that to the whole fucking class and making someone, like, whoever it is, like, feel so low. And I'm like, I don't think they realized, like, no one really realized it was me. Because I tried to cover it up with perfume as best as I could. But I could smell it too. Tried to get on with that one class period, and I went home and I washed it. And I was embarrassed. But I was like, I can't hold my urine. At that time, I was drinking a lot of water. So I was like, okay. Or I might have been at my dad's. Or no, I wasn't at my dad's. I was at my mom's most of the time. during middle school. And then, like, we had to do, like, 4 to a C at that one bus stop by my dad's house. And I was like, okay, this is fucked up. Fucked up. Because I was like, Dad, like, if we're gonna be here. Oh well, I don't care. It was, I just remember, like, we picked up another stop on the way to our stop, and it was just so fucking packed. I was like, Dad, it was like people were sitting on the floor. Packed. Like, that bus was just fucking, I hated it that day. And then, like, every other day, like, cause we eventually, like, cause we had to walk really far to it. It was like a mile-ish every day to walk to the bus stop and back. And it was like, you had to get up a little bit earlier. And I would usually run because I would try to not to be late, but yeah, that was fun. And then 8th grade, I did that solo. So, yay. I just remember when my brother got up, I say, hey, can you help me get up a little bit too? And he's like, okay. But our bus stop over there was like, literally, like, the bus, and my dad was working like country Christmas like he did this year. We could just like walk to school and miss like the first period. Because it's only like a 40-minute walk to school. Well, no, it'd be a little bit longer. Only a little bit though. It'd probably take like all first period and like somewhat into like the third period of the day. The third period, like, because it goes 1, 3, 5, 7. So we have a block schedule. So 1, 3, 5, 7, and 2, 4, 6, 8. If it was an 8A, it would be 1 and 3 that we would miss technically. And that's what my brother did. He's like, I missed all of first and third period. Can you hand this to my teacher? And I'm like, okay. But that's just because he had to. My dad was still recovering. And he like stayed for my sister. I got to work early one day or something like that. Like, he might have been recovering. He might have been like working early, something like that. But my brother like just ended up riding his bike to school at that point. Like, or if you ride your bike, but it was 8 o'clock when Nina had to be up and all showered and ready to go. And he had to walk her to the bus stop, and then he had to go home. And well, I think he brought his bike with him, but yeah. I usually picked her up in the afternoons if my dad was working. And then we'd all hang out and goof around and stuff. And that was really fun. Talked to my friend there with Parker and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, there was a girl in olive shirt on, and she kinda like was dirty blonde. I think she meant like blonde, and I'm like, I don't know. She's like, oh, I hate that girl, and I'm like, I hate how she did her eyeshadow because it looks like she put tape right here, but like it didn't take off her makeup underneath it. It just was like tape, and then it was like eyeshadow, so it was a straight line, and there was no blending. There was nothing under here. It was just her white face, and then like an olivey color, like with this just like the straight line. I'm like, no. That's if you're trying to get like a straight line, or if you're putting winged liner on, you want that, but at the same time, something like right here, like underneath it, to like make it look cool. and blended and all that shit. You never want straight lines with makeup like that. And it just made her eyes look so small and she looked so stupid. But I'm like, have time in the morning. I don't know. My friend probably does like the same thing, but she does winged eyeliner and stuff. She is really she does pretty good makeup. The only thing I say was kind of funky was her foundation, but then again, everyone has funky foundation in high school. I have funky foundation. Like mine, I have dry patches, and it's like it sticks to them, and I'm like in class peeling them off. What's it like this? Tomorrow. I'm fucking dead. I have a vocab test and then I have like a test on Patrick Henry and I'm like, what the fuck even is Patrick Henry? He's an old dead dude. But oh well. And then he's all like, oh wait, no, that's the seniors paper. And I'm like, you can't even keep track of your English 11, your English 10 classes. What the fuck, dude? And I'm like, just, that's why you teach one grade. And then, I mean, I had a teacher who taught world history and US history. Well, actually, technically, I still have that different teacher, but same class. Because our teacher is like, I'm going to take over my dad's business because he's getting old. So, yeah. And he's making a lot more money there than he is here. And he's going to keep one store open in Vegas and he's going to open another one in St. George where he is now. And life's going to be good for him. New teacher, Mr. His name sounds like it's. See, I always say Marchand, Marchand, and I'm like, God damn it, that ain't it, that ain't it. But it's like Merchant, and I'm like, Mr. Merchant. I'm just like, I hate myself. I love how Egbert was like, Hey, you're George's sister, and I'm like, Yeah. He's like, You're a lot more talkative than him. I'm like, I know. I was on the first day of school because I wouldn't shut the fuck up. Just like, makes sense. I have like no real life. Michelle, why aren't you and Robert sitting next to each other? We broke up. You guys were a thing? Like, Mr. Egbert. What the? It's like I try not to make assumptions, and I'm like, make an assumption. You guys were a thing. It's so weird. In that class, I have like no friends, so like I'm just like sitting with a group of like the popular kid. Well, they're not popular, but it's like Dominic, this kid Dominic, Alyssa, Victoria, and then Michael, or something like. Yeah, there's someone else that sits at that table. Oh, I know that's me that sits at that table. I'm like, there's 5 people. Hold on, and I'm like, wait, I'm the 5th person. I'm stupid. Like we all just like sit together because no one's really friends with anybody else, and it's just kind of like, hey, I kind of know you guys, and like my ex says some shit in that class, like stop. He like was yelling at this kid for like putting his feet. Keep your feet on that side, you fucking autistic kid. And I was like, whoa, that was uncalled for. And everyone's like, dude, that's fucking rude. Who is he? I'm like, that's my ex. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, yeah. It was like, we were taking notes and I'm just like, Germany, no. But I'm kind of glad that my ex like sits across the room from me, like when our teacher puts the desks back to normal and we're not in groups. Because sometimes he does group work and I just sit in the same table as the other people. The same group, Dominic, Alyssa, Victoria, and Michael. We all sit together. Because no one else, like, is just kind of like, okay, we're all kind of all friends. But I'm just kind of like, hey, I'm okay. I'm just here. I'm the smart kid that doesn't really talk too much. And it's like, our work usually is pretty easy if we're doing a group game. When we get put into normal desks, it's just like, okay. And I'm just like, Germany, no! Like, we were talking about World War One. I'm like, Germany, no! Talks about World War Two. Germany, stop! Enough with the fascism. Enough with the communism, Germany. We all know you love communism. I don't actually know, but like it'll like just be like something. What's the Berlin Wall made out of? Rebarb and concrete. How did I get on this? Oh yeah. That teacher also teaches world history, but that's like a mixed class. Cause I've seen juniors who were in that class who didn't pass it. So it's like, it's mostly, but there are a few juniors thrown in there. Even some seniors, and it's like low key sad. And there's a senior, and he's like name. Let's call him Sebastian. 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 I'm like, what's the kid's name again? I'm like, I don't remember. I sat next to him like half the year. And I'm like, I purged him from my thoughts. I just know that he's like really intimidating and Russian. And his mom like hates him or something. I don't know. But he was like, dude, you didn't pass last semester. You didn't pass this semester. You didn't pass all last year. Like, I'm assuming he had him, like, when he was in 10th grade. Because this was when I was in 10th grade. So, I had geoscience, so it's like, he didn't pass for, like, 2 years in a row. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He has to take it as a senior. And I'm just like, you're fucked. You are so fucked. Because he has to take physics upon that. And I'm like, oh, God. I would kill myself. And then there was this girl. She's like, "Hi, Mr. Thompson." I was like, "You didn't pass that test. You didn't pass that class." I was like, "That class was super. I had an A in a science class. Like, him and Miss Rice were my favorite science teachers because they involved you. But see, Miss Rice involved us with like labs and like computers and technology and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, heck yeah. And she was really nice and like awesome. And Mr. Thompson is just like, and everyone's like, you good? And I'm like, did you not like he would make jokes and it's like they were dad jokes. And I'm just like, this is great. But I like found a lot of stuff that he said interesting, and I'm just like, great, those are awesome. What time is it? Yikes. Here. Great. Oh well, I love how it's just like my face and like a little bit into my hairline. It's like, there's hair there. I swear, there's hair. Trust me, there's some hair there. Oh, first of all, fucking hot. Okay. That's silver, right? That looks silver. Or stainless steel. Um, that's not. They fucking painted it. They painted it. It's like copper. Or something. Or whatever, like. There's probably just enough copper in it to make it turn, like, orange-ish. And then to start slightly turning green. Because I put paint over it. And I'm like. this is why I hate Hot Topic jewelry, because a lot of it's like fake metals, and it's like, oh, it'll like look like gold, but it won't actually be gold, probably because it's like really cheap. But then it's like metals, it's like, oh, it's like it looks stainless steel. I had rings that never turned my fingers green. Those are good rings. Because I put them on, my fingers green within a day. And I'm like, that's disgusting. So I can't wear Hot Topic rings. And I'm just like, I just want freaking rings. Normal rings to have on my hands. And I only wear like one or two rings at most. Like one ring on my left hand, but it will be like either my middle finger, probably mostly my middle finger it will be on, rather than my ring finger, because obviously no one, like, you don't put a ring there unless you're married or you have a promise ring. Then you put it there, you put it on your neck. But I always have a ring on my right hand on this side, and then like maybe, like, I don't know where my ring is, and I'm thinking it fell out of my bag during choir. Well, I had it in my bra, technically, like right here, and it's not on my floor. So I was gonna say, hey, is there like a lost and found too? Because I lost something, and then there's another time there's a girl who lost an entire pair of shoes, and I'm like, oof. I'm just like, my friend's sister. I had to borrow her heels on stage, and I'm just like, fuck, because like I'm kind of short, so I got put in the front. And then it's like, I'm in the heels and I'm like falling over during Go Where I Suddenly, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I had to like get you some like that. And I'm like, they're so big. She's like, I know. I gave them. She's like, I don't think she gave them to her, but she knew how tall they were, and I was like, holy fuck. Uh, see, no one was really in there, but like everyone was like, I was waiting for like people from beginning to start showing up because they go on right before us, and they could just like, here you go. Yeah, and then my friends just like, just let my sister have it, and I'm like, okay, okay. And I'm like panicking. I'm like, I'm so sorry, and I'm just like, before stage. I'm like, okay, if anything, I have my socks and I have my tights on, and they don't check you before you go on stage, so. If anything, like it would just kind of look like I was wearing jazz shoes. A lot of kids in theater just who already have black jazz shoes just like wear those for the length of the performance. But I totally like I knew exactly where I left my shoes. Exactly, and I'm like literally no one can bring them. Literally no one can, and I'm just like oh well. I have to clean my bathroom. I completely forgot about that. I'm sorry guys. I'll be back one day. Ah, drops the phone.